Hey, what's up, folks? Right now, I just want to talk about perspective and how it can make all the difference. You know, so I made a video about the obstacle is the way, but in talking with other people and as they speak on their frustrations, I realized that what we make things out to be, it doesn't necessarily have to do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So, for example, just off the top of my dome, you know, um, let's say you missed out on a job opportunity. Let's say you overslept. Let's say you overslept for an interview, and you say, "Well, there it goes. That was my one opportunity." Like, oh, okay, I'll go even more in depth. So, I had the opportunity to be a firefighter, DC firefighter. If I had to pick a job, that was the one job that was kind of my dream job. If I had to work for somebody, that was going to be it. And sometimes I look back at it and wonder if I made a mistake by not taking that job. Because it comes with the benefits of stability. The hours are kind of crazy, kind of weird, but it ends up with you end up having a lot of days off per week. You kind of work like 3 days a week, but you're on the clock for like 24 hours or so. Something like that. You're able to sleep, all that, whatever. And here's perspective. All right. So I know I work for myself, and let's say things hit a rough patch. It'll be very easy for me to say like, "Wow, I must be a real dumbass to turn down such a great opportunity and take this type of chance. Like, why would I do such a thing?" But I don't know what would have happened had I signed up to be a firefighter. I could have died in a fire. I could have ended up having poor health because I don't work well when my sleep is being compromised. So if I have a problem sleeping for a day or so, whatever, it takes me a long time to get that back on track. And a lot of firefighters end up having health problems because of that. You read up on it, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But a lot of them have problems. Like I even recall reading up on a 28-year-old, which is that hits home because I'm 28. A 28-year-old firefighter having a heart attack trying to break up a fight. So perspective is truly everything. If you find yourself having to sleep in your car, it could be like, wow, this is rock bottom. I am homeless. But you could also look at it as like, wow, I'm saving money by not having to pay rent. You know? So obviously, the further down you get, the harder it is to rationalize. But for the bulk of us, for a lot of us, it's not that severe. That's just where we take it because of where we are vibrating. So, for example, if we wake up and we feel extremely anxious, depressed, whatever it is, we try to find ways to rationalize it. So we may wake up saying, "Wow, I feel like a bum," or "Nobody loves me. Nobody's calling my phone. Nobody cares about me." Things like that, whatever it is. Whereas some people who may be in the same position, phone not ringing or whatever, they may like that. Like, wow, okay, nobody to take up my time, nobody to get in the way of what I'm trying to do, or wow, an opportunity to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? So you can be in, no matter what situation you're in, the perspective can differ greatly depending on where you're vibrating on an energetic level. Okay, so there have been many times where I woke up just like I said, and just really felt down, felt cruddy. You know, just the energy wasn't there. So then I decided to meditate, even though I didn't want to. Decided to meditate. Decided to do some push-ups. Do some reading, whatever it is to get myself out there. And that gives me perspective also through reading and things like that. To just take an extra breather to break it all down. Not to ruminate, but just to have a little bit of introspection to redirect my focus. Because it's easy pickings when you're feeling down to tie it to something negative. So before you go and do that, before you go and point the finger at somebody else and say, you're the reason why I feel this way, I feel lonely, you don't really care about me and things like that. It's time to really break it all down. This is the benefit of going to your journal and really jotting it all down, clearing your mind up a little bit. Really getting a hold of what is, what it appears to be, what it could be, what you can do about how you feel. All right. So, and going under the hood and seeing what's wrong, what you're left with is quite a few options that you can that you can run with to change your fate. So it always comes back to your perspective. Okay. Um, even on days where let's say you may be sick and you just have to miss out on work. You may feel bad about that for whatever reason. You may feel anxious that maybe they may fire you, maybe they may think you're lying or whatever it is. Well, you can just take that opportunity, the day that you have off, to fill out some applications or focus on your mental health, work out, clean up, buy the things that you meant to buy, those investments, whatever it may be. And when you have a resourceful mindset, I would say you get in the habit of thinking like that, especially if you find yourself having to rely on yourself a lot. You never want to find yourself in a position where you're like, well, I have no more options. Okay, like my stepson, the remote didn't work for the TV. He wanted to watch something on YouTube. That particular remote didn't work. He says, well, I guess I won't be watching TV. And I'm like, bruh, that was only one option. So after one option, you're just going to stop? No. Okay, there's other things you can do. We have remotes on our phones. And you know this. So every time, you hit a roadblock, every time things seem dim, every time things seem dark, you start thinking about your other options. What can you do about this perceived negative situation that you're in? And I think if you really get into the mindset of focusing on your options and making yourself more resourceful, you will find that you aren't as boxed in as you once believed. And that's why I wanted to speak on how changing your perspective can make all the difference. It really paves the way for your day. So if you feel lost, create a map, basically. All right, thanks a lot. Best wishes.